and gentlemen, to another episode of my FM20 save with FC Rapid. I've just tweeted out as well, and I'm gonna say to you guys right now that I've changed my schedule until the end of this game to one video every day instead of 2 videos a week. So now 7 videos a week from me. Hope you don't get tired of me that quickly though. But yeah, as I also mentioned on Twitter, I've got some more free time on my hands, so I'm gonna try to make good use of it and give you guys more content each day. So we're starting out on the page of the club vision. Still have the play defensively solid football for the club culture. Work within wage budget and sign players to sell for a profit. Still don't know how they're disappointed with that. Champions League reached the third qualifying round. The league challenge for the league title, and in the cup reached the final. So yeah, they expect a lot of us this year, but they did actually give us a transfer budget of 22 million euros. So that's insane, and I've also tried to spend it in a good way. So let's get right into the transfers. First, let's take a look at the outs. I've sold Pintea after a couple of seasons in which he wasn't very much used anymore. We got 180k for him. I think it was here from the start. It was here from almost the start. We bought it. We got him on free actually. Sold him for 180k. He was very important for us in the beginning. After that, not so much anymore. So he's now at CS Miovini. And then Roland Nixuli, the goalkeeper, is gone to Sportul Snagov. We bought him, also got him on a free. Never mind, we got him on a free, and now sold him for 100k. He has never really been important for us. As you can see, he's played 18 games in 4 seasons, 18 games and 19 conceded. And now he's moved on to Sportul Snagov. So I said goodbye to him, but I'm not too disheartened about it. Next on the list is Dusan Bogicevic on a loan to CFR Cluj. Matkovic got picked up by Dinamo Zagreb. He didn't want to extend his contract and he accepted the contract that Dinamo gave him. He's not on a lot of money. We even tried to give him more than this, but he did not want to accept. His physicals are looking very, very nice and I really wanted him to stay, but he didn't want to stay, so he's moved back to Croatia. And maybe we'll face him in the Champions League or the Europa League or whatever. And then moving on to the next player, Gabriel Toma, sold him for 110k to Foresta Sukeyava. We got him on a free as well, sold him for 110k. He wasn't really, he played 5 games for us in 5 years. Well, 5 years, in 9 years he played 5 games for us. So yeah. Also not that important, probably could have sold him a couple of years earlier, but we kept a hold of him and this was the time to sell him. So he's moved on as well. Lubomir Novotny, the striker, the young striker, has gone out on loan to Arad. And we sold Dumitrescu to Motistea Olmu for 1.7k. He is only 20 years old, obviously our own youth player. He is 20 years old. But he wasn't really good and he wasn't improving either, so decided to sell him on as well before his contract ran out. We sold Gabriel Zemiarski here from the first season, I think. First loaned him a couple of years and then bought him for 500k. Sold him for only 140k, but in the first couple of seasons he was really important for us. So I'm not too disappointed about that loss in money because he was so important for us. So he's gone to Gloria Bujau. Again, you'll see that a lot of players have stayed in Romania, so I like that. Gives Romanian clubs maybe a better chance of competing in Europe. That's not the same for the next player. The next player and Matkovic are the only two that have gone outside of Romania. The next player is Diogo da Silva. Of course, the Portuguese midfielder has gone out on loan to Almere City in the Netherlands. Tassiano Michael has gone out on loan to CS Miovini. Carlo Kasep we finally sold off to Gosmetan for what could be 275k. It's now 240, but it could rise to 275. We got him on a free, so that's very good as well. His value is much higher already, but he was 28 years old. He was only gonna decline from now on, and we weren't using him anymore, so sold him off as well. And the last player, Antonio Safer, who was so important for us in the beginning of this save. He has been here for 9 years as well. As you can see, 33 goals in 170 games, so he's almost the record holder for the most games. But he wasn't playing anymore, and also he was already 27, so he wasn't getting better. So he wasn't ever gonna play anymore. At least not be important enough to stay at the club, because also we got some new players as well. So sold him for 200k, got him on a free at the beginning of the save. Well, I say that they got him before we started the save from FC Groningen on a free, and now we sold him for 200k. So that were all the players that have left the club. Now let's turn to the players that have come into the club. As you can see, a lot of money has been spent. I told you we had 22 million euros. I have tried to make good use of it. A lot of it is over the coming 3 years as well. So it's not all gone yet. We have, I think, we still have about 50 million left. Well, 30 million. The reason why I couldn't see it right here, because exactly over this part of the screen is the part where it says how long I'm recording for, so I couldn't see it. But we still have 13 million euros left, and so we could still bring some players in. But for now, we've brought in these 6. Sorry. Let's start with the least promising one, Angelko Aleksic. Actually, the director of football got this one in. He is 21 years old already, center back. He was on a free, so why not? He is on only 1.6k a month, and he could actually become pretty good. So I thought, why not? Let's just get him in, make the director of football happy as well. I don't know if he's ever going to play, but if he's not, he's still a young player. He's tall as well, so we could set him on for a little profit. So that's him. Then let's move on to the more promising ones. Also, as you might notice, I just said it's good that we sell players to Romanian clubs so that they compete better in Europe. We bought all of our players from other Romanian clubs because I didn't want them to beat us. So let's start with Ovidiu Vladeanu from Gazmetan, a 20-year-old center midfielder. Really happy with this guy. Also, he's under 21, so he doesn't have to be registered either to play in the league, so very happy with that as well. I've tried to look at that for the other players as well. So he's already pretty good, and he can improve as well, so really happy with this guy, and we'll have to wait and see what he can do for us. Already 14 under 21 caps for Romania as well, so that's very good. So let's move on to the next player, and that is Florin Kulda from Stoia. He is also a midfielder. It says he's an attacking mid, but we don't play with an attacking mid, so he's either going to play as a midfielder or as a striker for us, but probably most of the time as a midfielder. He has played 67 games for Stoja in 3 years, so he has been not the most important player for them, but he has been pretty impactful. So we now got him. So pretty much because they don't have him anymore now. Florin Koda, the center mid, looking pretty good as well. Only 23 years old, so very excited about his time here as well. The next one is Titi Stefan, another center midfielder, also 23 years old. Probably not going to play as much because, as you might notice, we have a lot of center mids. But as I said, we got him from a rival. We got him from Arad. I mean, they're not too big of a rival, but a rival nonetheless. So we got him from them. So yeah, really happy. A good backup as well. So excited about his time. Moving on to the second to last player. Let's start with this one, Darius Pasharica from Cluj. So this is more of a direct rival. He is only 21 years old, and because he was 20 at the start of this calendar year, he is still allowed to play without being registered, so that's very good as well. Also a lot of potential in him. He is a center back. He is also 193, so ticks all of the boxes. Only his teamwork is a little bit lower than I would have liked, but 14 determination is okay, and 13 work rate as well. Has played 84 games for Cluj over the past years, so he is looking really good, and I'm really happy that we got him as well. And then the last player, Bogdan Djerdje from Craiova. This guy has already played a few games for us as well, both of the league games that we have played. He's played in, and he started off pretty well. Already got a pre-assist, so not the assist, but he's got a pre-assist, and he played generally well in those games as well. So, yeah, he is a right midfielder, but can also play on the left just as well. So, really happy with him. He does have to be registered because he was born before January of 2006. That's something that I forgot to look at. I just saw 21 years old, and I thought, yeah, we don't have to register him. Well, we do, but he's good enough to be registered, and that's also why we sold Safer. So, yeah, that were all the transfers. Moving on to the Champions League qualification rounds, the draw. We're playing AZ Alkmaar. So we're playing a Dutch club, which is really cool for me because, as you might know, I am Dutch. So I like playing against Dutch clubs, especially when they're not Ajax. But yeah, I'm very excited for this, and that's also the game that we're playing today. Both of the legs. You can already see how we are going on, how it's going in the league. We are in fifth. We won the first game 3-0 against Astra Giurgiu, a really good win. I was really excited about the season as well. I thought like, yeah, this is gonna go great. We're gonna smash the entire league. And then Arad came around and they beat us 2-1. George Pop, who scored against us, I think in pretty much every single game we've faced him. He scored twice right now. This time. Lambulic got one goal back in the 69th minute, but it wasn't enough, and we dropped points in the second game already. But we are still in fifth, and I still like our chances of winning the league, or at least getting close to challenging for the league title, as we're expected to by the board. So let's just get straight into it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at this, not the schedule, at the starting 11 that we're going to use against AZ. Labrovic in goal, Ferrero, Lupu, the new guy, Pasharica, and Diabate. Pinter, Owaida, Memela, and Castillo, Shilaro, and Lambulic. Djerdje, as you can see, on the bench. Kulda as well. And so Demchenko is now also registered, so we can use him. So let's immediately get him off of the loan list as well, because I don't want him to go out on loan anymore. So that's the starting 11 for today against AZ in Alkmaar in the Netherlands. So let's see what we can do against them. They got to the, I think it was the final, or they even won it maybe, of the Europa League 2 2 seasons ago. So we know they're a good team. But are they Champions League level? That's the question. Of course, we reached the first knockout round of the Europa League last year after finishing third in our pretty tough group. So let's see what AZ can do against us, or more importantly, let's see what we can do against them. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect. It's hard to compare yourself to teams that are outside of your own country, because you can see what position they're in the league, but you know, the league is a completely different level than ours. I mean, I think the Dutch league, I'm not sure how it is in this save, but in real life, I'm pretty sure the Dutch league, I hope so at least, is a little bit better than the Romanian league. But as I said, I don't know how it is in this save when we're in 2027. Also, another interesting thing that happened while we're watching the game, in 2027, you might know that Serbia and Montenegro joined the EU. And there's the 1-0. What a crappy goal. The goalkeeper should have done much better there. He should have saved that, definitely. So that's a bad start. Gives us a really tough job to do, but I'm pretty sure we can still pull it off. But yeah, as I was saying, as the halftime whistle goes there, in the Serbia and Montenegro joined the EU, so that means that every Serbian and Montenegrin, I think, Montenegrin player that we have are not classified as non-EU anymore. So that means that Lambulic does not count as a non-EU player anymore, and there was one other player as well. So instead of 5 non-EU players, we suddenly only have 2. And here Pinter with a big chance, but he hits the post of the outside of the post. Sadly, it could have been the equalizer, but he hit the post, and it's still 1-0 to AZ. Let's get Pinter off as well because he's a little bit tired. Let's get Jerj on and Owaida off for Kulda as well. But yeah, so that really helps us out in the registration rules because we have a little bit more space on in terms of who we can register and who we can't anymore because he's a non-EU player. That's also the reason why Demchenko is now registered because we had space for another two non-EU players, and there's a 2-0. Could have been offside, but I don't think it. It wasn't. So we're now trailing by 2 goals. So we either have to pull this back in Alkmaar or we have to take them to our home ground and score 3. But either way, it's going to be very difficult. Let's get Lambulic off for Demchenko. Let's see what he can do in the Champions League. But I'm kind of scared for what's going to happen in the second leg right now. And I think that's going to be it for this match. And there's the full-time whistle. So the video is already going on for 16 minutes. So I'll just see you guys in a second for the second leg. And here we are for the second leg. We played one game in between. It was against CS Miovini. We beat them 3-0 at home. So another very good performance from the guys and another very good win and an important 3 points to start the season with. As you can see, we are now still in 5th. Haven't gone up a spot, but we are only 3 points behind numbers 1 and 2. So staying in touching distance and hopefully overtaking them within a couple of games. But now let's focus on AZ. This is the team that's going to start. It's Labrovic, Ferrero, Kolbas and Lupu, Diabate, Pinter, Owaida, Memela, Tomescu, Shelaur and Lambulic. Castillo was tired, so Tomescu comes in, and last game Pasharica played, but Kolbas takes over his spot instead. So those are the 2 changes that have been made compared to the first leg. Let's see what we can do against AZ. As you know, we have to score at least twice to drag this game to extra time, and we have to score 3 times to win it in regular time, and that is of course if AZ do not score. If they score once, we need to score 4. So let's hope that they don't score a goal because then it's going to be very tough for us. It's going to be tough nonetheless, but if they score a goal, it's nearly impossible to get back in it because then we would have to score 4 goals as I mentioned. So let's get the game underway. Already 4.5 minutes in. Let's just see what's going to happen in the game right now. Meanwhile, AZ has the ball. Goudmijn on his own half, back to Hendricks, back to the keeper Bakker, who switches the play to Wijndal, who plays it forward to Idrissi, dribbles it forward a little bit, and then plays it sideways to Jimenez, back to Wijndal on the left-hand side, tries to go past his opponent, but he can't, plays it back to Jimenez in the middle. Idrissi gives the ball back to Wijndal eventually, who could put in a cross. He does, and that's already 1-0, and that's the game done and dusted, because we're not gonna score 4 goals. So this is what they said last match to less shorter passing, more direct passing. So let's try that again. I mean, it didn't work in the first leg. I doubt that it's gonna work right now, but we have to try something. We already concede after 6 minutes and not even have the ball in the meantime. AZ again with the highlight. Rekohoff to Jimenez in the middle. There's a lot of moving players from their side. Jimenez plays it to Lomis, to plays it to Goudmijn. Goudmijn switches the play to the left-hand side again to Wijndal, who gave the assist for the first goal. So we know he's a good crosser. The ball eventually ends up with Idrissi on the left-hand side. Can he put in a cross as well? He tried to, but Memela heads it down, but no further than AZ's midfield, who are now playing it around very nicely. Back to Wijndal on the left side. Another cross, but it's blocked again. Maybe we can counter here. Pinter is going to try to at least. Already has covered so much space. Past Goudmijn as well. The keeper with a save, Lambulic, and there's the 1-1. Alright, so still 3 goals to go to win this, but we scored against AZ at least, so at least it's something, right? There's still, of course, 65 minutes left, so I mean the game is not completely done, but I just don't see us scoring 3 goals against this AZ team. Also, I mentioned before the first leg that I was happy to play against a Dutch team as long as it wasn't Ajax, and oh my god, there's 2-1, Pinter. Alright, so only 2 goals needed. But yeah, I said I wanted to play against a Dutch team as long as it wasn't Ajax. They probably heard my praises for them, and they thought, well, let's try to help them out. And they made an offer for AZ striker, the guy who just scored, Myron van Brederode. They made an offer for him, but AZ rejected it, sadly. Otherwise, they might have even lost their striker before this match. So yeah, funny to see that Ajax actually made an offer for this guy. I mean, he's good as well, of course, but funny to see they made an offer for him straight after the first game. But 2-1 in the lead is actually better than I expected, and as I said, we only need 2 goals right now, so we're at the same position that we were at the beginning of the game. The only difference is that we now only have 45 minutes and we cannot concede again. But we do have the ball here, a wide up, but it's in our own penalty box, but plays it back to Labrovic, who is taking his time, the time that we don't really have. Long ball forward to Pinter, who tries to go past Wijndal. He does so as well. Could put in a cross, but there's nobody there. Goes for it by himself and plays it to Tomescu, and there's actually 3-1. It's 3-3 on aggregate right now, but AZ do have the away goals. So we need one more goal. But we do still have over half an hour left if AZ don't score here, and they do, and Diabate might set up another counter for us. Diabate with the ball just over the halfway line, plays the through ball to Shilaru. Shilaru on one-on-one with the keeper, but he just couldn't put it past him. The keeper saved it. Shilaru might have been better off letting that ball roll over the back line and give us a corner kick, but he tried to put it in with his last efforts and just couldn't reach it enough. So let's make a substitution. Let's get Shilaru off for Demchenko. Let's get Owaida off for Kulda. And you know what, the wingers are actually playing pretty good, so we're just going to leave it there. Go a little bit more attacking as soon as that 80th minute hits, which is right about now. So let's give it our all in the final 10 minutes, only needing 1 goal to knock AZ out of the Champions League and push us around further. Only 3 minutes left, and injury time, of course. Let's see, what do we have on the bench? Not really something that can help us out here. We could go more attacking if we play it like this. And Stefan could might as well play as a third striker. So let's put Demchenko and Lambulic as an advanced forward again. And then, of course, Stefan just behind them. Kulda still in the midfield. Pinter and Tomescu as attacking mids instead of just mids. And let's see what we can do in those final 3 minutes. I doubt anything's going to happen. 3 minutes of injury time left. There's the end of the game, guys. We tried our best. We did actually make a really good challenge for AZ. We gave it our all. Only a 3-1 win. We actually beat them 3-1. Which is a great win when you consider it against a team like AZ who just won the Europa League 2 a couple of years ago. So that would actually, in theory, mean that we could win that cup as well. But on aggregate, we do get knocked out, so that means that we get into Europa League and we face Royal Antwerp FC, as you can see. Let's see where they made it last year into Europe. They actually weren't in Europe last year. Maybe the year before? Nope. They haven't made it into Europe a single time. Oh, yeah, they did. But that was in 2021, 2022, and they made it to Europa League 2. It's actually not too bad of a draw, I think. I think we might be able to beat them, but I don't want to sound too enthusiastic quite yet. We do get some money as well, 760k in total. They wanted us to reach 1 round further. Sadly, we didn't. Let's see what they want from us in the Europa League. I don't know. They want us to reach the playoffs. So again, one round. They only want us to move on to one round further. But that's gonna be for next episode. The two legs against Antwerp are gonna be in that next episode. So I'll see you guys then. For now, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.